Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another episode prediction video for this week's up-and-coming episode of The Walking Dead. Alright, this is Season 7, Episode 14, entitled The Other Side. Now, first things first, this is a little ridder than usual, even. So, I mean, you can call me straight-up Rudolph if you want to now. Either way, though, alright, with that out of the way, just try to ignore it, okay? I know, it's a problem, okay? I get it. Anyway, this is Season 7, Episode 14, entitled The Other Side, airing this Sunday on AMC. I'm very excited for it. It looks like it's going to be a Hilltop-only episode, which is something we haven't had in a while, actually, since Episode 5. We've barely seen the Hilltop at all. We've barely seen Maggie at all, and Jesus, and, of course, Daryl now is at the Hilltop, and that's bonus news for us, you know what I mean? It really is, because Daryl, up until now, has been captured by the Saviors. He was at the Kingdom, and he hasn't really spent much time with his own people, you know? But now he's at the Hilltop, he's spending time with Maggie, and I'm really excited to see what sort of goes on there between Maggie and him. Because, I mean, there's got to be some sort of tension behind, you know, them two together. You know, Maggie, I'm sure that she doesn't quite blame him, you know, for Glenn's death or anything like that, but I mean, the thought or something like that has to be there in either Maggie or Daryl, most likely in Daryl. But I'm definitely excited to see what happens there. You know, if the tensions get high between the two, or, you know, whatever happens, I'm excited to see it. I really am interested in seeing it, because I mean, they haven't really communicated at all since the season premiere, and even then they didn't really even communicate then either, because they were all, you know, doing their thing, sitting on the ground, and then Daryl got captured, and yeah. Anyway, what I'm saying, though, is the thought is going to be there somehow, you know what I mean? In either one of them, it's probably, someone's probably thinking about it, you know what I mean? Again, most likely Daryl, but I'm excited to see if he maybe apologizes, or, you know, something like that, and Maggie will probably relieve him of that, because, I mean, he's got to feel guilty, you know what I mean? He really does, especially when he's seen that picture earlier on the season. He's got to feel guilty for it, and I'm sure that Maggie will probably bring him some relief, so that'll be cool. That'll probably get his head back on straight, if it wasn't already. Alright, so with that being said, everybody, the synopsis of this episode entitled The Other Side, the synopsis is as follows. The Saviors visit the Hilltop, and that is it. That's all we got, alright? You guys can follow along with that on AMC.com. I'll leave a link in the description below if you guys want to check out the page for yourself, but that is it for the synopsis. The Saviors visit the Hilltop, but there's going to be that, and then there's going to be one more thing, and that one more thing is actually identified inside of a sneak peek that we actually seen for this episode. Again, the link will be down in the description below, and we actually can see it a bit in the promo as well. It's actually a majority of the promo is basically Sasha and Rosita going on a mission trying to kill Negan. We knew that this was going to happen. We knew that they were planning to do it since episode 12, and, you know, they're finally executing that mission now. They get so far as to, in one of the sneak peeks, actually, the one exclusive for Talking Dead, the one that I might have to try really hard to find a link to. Either way, I will try to do it. There's a sneak peek that was exclusive to Talking Dead where they were basically behind a fence, and they were trying to get over it. There was a bunch of walkers on the other side of the fence, and they ended up pretty much creating a distraction, actually throwing in like a Molotov cocktail, setting it on fire inside of a car, and using that as sort of a lure, you know, for the walkers so they can get away from the fence. And then they actually ended up hopping the fence, and that's where the sneak peek ended. Now, it was about a minute long, so there was, you know, there was a couple more things within that sneak peek that were involved, but I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it, you know what I mean? There was not really any dialogue or anything like that, so there's not really too much to look into there. But we know that they're on a mission. We know that they are alone. We know as much as to say they left the Hilltop, you know, to do this mission. And, I mean, they're on it, right? So, other than that, though, the other sneak peek actually is one we get to see most likely near the beginning of the episode, before Sasha and Rosita actually leave the Hilltop. Sasha is talking to Enid inside of the trailer, and she's basically explaining to Enid that she was making something for Maggie's baby. She wants her to maybe finish it while she's gone, expecting not to obviously make it out of there alive when she goes to actually kill Negan. And she ends up basically telling Enid, you know, to finish this and also just keep Maggie safe no matter what, because she is the future of the Hilltop. She's the future of that place, and you are too, talking to Enid. And Enid does listen to her, but before she leaves, actually, she tells Sasha that she's going to tell Maggie about the entire plan of going to assassinate Negan and everything like that. She's going to tell Maggie everything. in 10 minutes. So do with that what you will. You can stay, you can explain to Maggie what's going on, or you can leave and maybe have the risk of Maggie running after her. You know what I mean? Because that could be a possibility. I mean, she is pregnant, but it's Maggie. You know what I mean? And she does definitely care about Sasha. So I'm interested to see where that goes. They end up obviously leaving the compound at some point because of the other sneak peek that we saw. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. You know, maybe she convinces Maggie, or maybe she just goes and, you know, doesn't really care that Maggie will know, you know, that she's gone. I'm interested to see, though. I really am. Now, as for the rest of the episode, let's just take apart, you know, the two things here. We have Sasha and Rosita, of course, and then we actually have just the core hilltop looks to be being run up on by the Saviors. Simon's crew in particular. Simon, you guys all know him as Trevor from GTA, you know, basically Negan's second in command, if you will. You know, he has a lot of pull. He really does. He's sort of Negan number 2, if you will. And he storms the hilltop. Not exactly sure what he's looking for, but in the promo, we sort of get to understand that maybe he's looking for Daryl. He's talking to Gregory, basically saying, you know, you have somebody, why don't you just point me in the right direction? And then later on in the promo, he says who to Gregory, and we're not really sure who he's talking about, you know what I mean? Does he know that Maggie's alive, or is he putting 2 to 2 together, maybe figuring out that Daryl is maybe there? Either way, though, it does not matter, because Daryl and Maggie are off hiding, and they're hiding hardcore. Also within this promo, in terms of Sasha and stuff like that, we get to see Jesus actually talking to Sasha, saying Rosita is not here for the hilltop. She's here to go on a mission to kill Negan, and Sasha basically says, you know, I'm not going to stop her, I'm going to go with her and stuff like this. And yeah, I'm definitely excited to see, you know, what's happening in there with Jesus. Is he agreeing with their plan? Is he helping them out in any way, shape, or form? Definitely interested to see, you know what I mean? I really am, because I think that Jesus is a person that you could trust, you know what I mean? But when it comes to maybe, you know, possibly bringing everything that they're trying to build right now to a complete halt because of your own personal vendetta, that might be something that he will try to stop. I would say, probably. But with that being said, I mean, he could help them nonetheless. Maybe he just sees another side to it. And that could definitely be a possibility as well. And again, I'm definitely excited to see what's going to happen there. And, you know, he's probably going to stay at the hilltop. My guess, you know, he's going to stay at the hilltop, probably try to hide Daryl and Maggie, because they're both there. Sasha and Rosita, they're off safe, obviously, quote unquote safe. They're trying to kill Negan. But they're safe from Simon's crew, you know what I mean? They don't know they're there because they're probably already gone by the time the Saviors arrive. But with that being said, we get to see in the promo just different peaks of like Daryl looking when someone says the Saviors are coming, and Daryl looks pretty concerned, obviously, there. He probably goes and gets Maggie, or Maggie goes and gets Daryl, and they actually end up looking like they're hiding maybe in a trunk or under one of the trailers. That's my personal guess. I'm thinking that they're probably hiding under one of the trailers. Anyway, they're in the dark. Daryl's sort of got his knife out, ready for anything, and there's a little bit of light coming through, which kind of leads me to believe that they're probably under one of the trailers. And this is something that we got to see before, not necessarily with Maggie, but her sister. We get to see them in a trunk before, which was definitely interesting. They were waiting out walkers, and now we get to see, you know, Daryl with Beth's sister, Maggie, basically hiding out and waiting out on the Saviors, you know, trying to hide from them. Also, it's definitely going to be interesting to see whether or not Gregory is going to be like a piece of shit like always and give them up, or say something to elude Simon, you know, to something that's going on, you know what I mean, within that compound, which I could definitely see him doing. Giant asshole. He definitely needs to go, you know, pretty soon. And if there's anything, if it's going to happen like the comic book, he's going to go, you know, but it's not going to be right now, I guess, is what you could say. Anyways, guys, with that being said, I mean, we know somewhat what's going to happen in this episode. We know that it's going to be based on the hilltop, and of course, Sasha and Rosita trying to go take down Negan. There's actually a little bit in the promo at the end where Sasha is actually up in like a tower, or, you know, some sort of a sniper perch, looking down at Negan through her rifle and is about to take the shot. Obviously, that's not going to happen, you know what I mean? His death or whatever's going to happen to him is not going to happen, you know, in episode 14. It wouldn't happen, you know what I mean? It would be anticlimactic, and it would just be dumb, in my personal opinion. But I am definitely excited to see what happens there. You know, maybe she misses the shot. Maybe she hits one of the other 3 guys that are there within that scene. That's definitely going to be interesting to see how she will get out of there, or if she will get out of there at all, how she will handle the situation. And, I mean, that's pretty much it, everybody. We know from the promo and the 2 sneak peeks that we do have, we know that it's going to be based most likely completely on the entire hilltop. Like, this episode will be based on the entire hilltop. Like, the whole thing will be on the hilltop, okay? And again, I'm excited for that because we haven't seen that since episode 5. So, questions. Will Daryl get found? Will Maggie get found alive at that? Because, I mean, everybody knows, or everybody believes, rather, that she is actually dead. Seeing as though what Father Gabriel did and, you know, making Negan think that she was actually dead, that she didn't make it, and that she was buried back at Alexandria. So, I'm definitely interested, you know what I mean? Is Sasha and Rosita going to kill Negan? Is Rosita maybe setting Sasha up for something? Highly unlikely, but at the same time, she has been a bit of a bitch lately. Definitely could happen. Yeah, I mean, these are all questions that I definitely want answered. Will Daryl get found? That's probably on my main concern right now. I don't think that he will. I think that he'll probably be safe, but I mean, there is always the chance, you know what I mean? There is always the chance of him getting found again, maybe getting locked up, and then maybe having Dwight help him escape or something, because, I mean, we all know that the turn for Dwight, you know, is coming. Or at least I assume. I mean, that's what the series is sort of leading us to believe at this point, is that he's turning against Negan, but could be wrong. Could be totally reading the entire thing wrong. With that being said, everybody, thank you all so much for watching my episode predictions for this week's up-and-coming episode of The Walking Dead. This is Season 7, Episode 14, entitled The Other Side. If you guys want to see my review on last week's episode, make sure you guys go check it out back on Monday of my review of Season 7, Episode 13. And also, if you guys want to see an unboxing, actually, of The Walking Dead Volume 27, The Whisperer War, graphic novel. I did an unboxing yesterday, so I will leave that in the description below under the last video link. And until then, everybody, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Take care, everybody.